What's up, guys? Just started a video here on reading order flow using Bookmap. So check it out. What we have here is the Bookmap time and sales, and that's this guy right here. So you can see I have this set to buyers and sellers, or bid and ask. Over here we have the DOM, or depth of market. And this is where sales are actually happening. You can see right now, it looks like 2.7 sellers to 2.09 buyers. That's the ask and the bid side. Over here, we have the quotes. This is the open interest. These haven't ended up on the DOM yet, but right away, look at that. There's a 46 lot or 46 Bitcoin um, that's really acting as resistance up here. Over here, this is just a histogram of the quotes. We've got the session volume, and then we've got our levels marked. But I just wanted to show you, look how much liquidity is sitting up top versus how much below. This is your supply is way heavier than your demand right now. So sellers are in control on the big picture. In the meantime, on the smaller picture, what's happening? Let's take a look. So I'm going to open this up here. And looking at the IB range, which is your open range, right in here. This is where all the volume is taking place. This is the first hour of trading. It's been open for about an hour and 45 minutes. This would be the Sunday open. It's Saturday here in Los Angeles, California, and Bitcoin just opened about an hour ago. So looking back at the DOM, anyway, sorry, just to backtrack. Here's your value area high based on yesterday's volume value area and your VPOC. You can see there's a lot of action happening just under VPOC at the IB low. Okay, now looking at the DOM, this is where things start to get interesting. We're talking about order flow. How do you read order flow? Well, looking at the DOM, these are the orders that are primed and ready to go. And you can see right here, there's a bit of a spread. This could be the sign of a little turnaround happening. Look at all these sellers that are heavy on the quotes counter. This could be a short-term turnaround that's happening. I want to try to figure out where's price going next. Well, look at all the demand under here on the quotes counter versus up here on the bid side. You can see there's more demand going higher. Now on the DOM, you're never going to have buyers above the bid like you do on the quotes counter. You're never going to have sellers below the ask. That's this right here. Because this is where the market makers and the well, I guess it would be the market makers make their money is in the spread, charging the fees in the spread. But over here, we can see, is there interest above if price goes higher? Yes, there is. Look at there's interest. There's buyers that are willing to buy here. Now, those could be stop losses for short sellers, or those could be buyers interested to buy. Don't really know. But as long as price is headed up, and you can see on the heat map, we're headed up, and there's a liquidity void up here, then there is demand that can keep moving higher. You can see, look, there a bunch of sales just happened on the volume dots here. Now, I can see the sellers are coming in a little bit heavier on, I split the time and sales. I want to dial this in. So I'm going to drop this down to 0.2 Bitcoin or 0.2 of a Bitcoin. Wow, look at that. We've got a ton more people buying and is price moving higher. Well, right now it looks to be kind of stalled out. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do this. There we go. That makes more sense. So look at all these sellers happening. More sellers happening at 0.2 of Bitcoin than buyers. Let's drop this down to 1 and see if that changes anything. Yeah, it's still really heavy to sellers at 1/10 of Bitcoin. You have to give it to the sellers so far. So we could be seeing right here, you can see the volume happening. This is all sellers. We could be seeing sort of a buying climax where the buyers moved up to this point and was inside of IB, and then you got responsive sellers that are going to drop the price. They're going to keep dropping it. Now, above this level, you can see there's one Bitcoin for sale at 42,880, which is just under IBH. And that's it. So right now, in this moment, I wouldn't expect it to go much higher than that. Now, if I start seeing ads in the bid column above on the quotes counter, then yeah, price can start moving. But for now, this looks like it could stall out. So just dropping this down a little closer, you can see we've got our levels marked, value area high, value area low. And I want to drop over to trading view and just show you. So this is a very tight value area. Our Camarilla setup is an inside setup. That's my timer telling me it's time to stop boring you guys, but we're going to finish up just a couple more here. Um, you can see the Camarilla setup is inside the previous Camarilla setup. So usually this could happen for 2 days, but usually after 2 days of this inside setup, it will break out. This is a very tight setup. My feeling is that this will probably continue south to 40,600. Now we could break out and come and test, 44,100, 44,200. If I run a Fibonacci on that, let's just take a look. We could retest as high as 45,300 and still drop from there. That wouldn't surprise me. But the way this is setting up right now, it looks pretty bearish. It looks like it wants to drop. Looks like it wants to break out of this little range. So going back over to look at the order flow in bookmap. Again, very, very much, power to the sellers, power to the bears right now. But in the very short term that we're looking at, I'm looking at the 1 hour chart on bookmap. You can see it's just kind of went into balance here. There's this void underneath on the ask side of the quotes counter. There's a void up above, and you can see this kind of round shape to the numbers. So looking at the histogram of that, they are kind of balanced. They look about the same. There might be a few more sellers coming up higher. As far as volume goes, you've got people buying IB low. That's that purple volume right there. And you have people selling just under IBH. That's that big volume bar there. So price is being kind of sandwiched into this IB range, which is the shaded area. Let's pull this up. So that's that dark shaded area. This is the first hour of trading, and that's where price is being sandwiched in right into the VPOC, which is 42,790. Doesn't really want to leave that yet. Until it breaks out of that, we don't really have a sense of direction. My feeling is this could bounce up to R343, and then if it reclaims VPOC, it could certainly dip lower. But we're in this horizontal consolidation right now. Just looking at the rotation of it, boom, boom. This still looks bearish to me. So we'll see what happens. Everything depends on if we break out of this value area range from 42,980 to 42,570. Until then, we're sideways. And okay, guys, that's how I use order flow. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Feel free to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, and I will catch you guys out there. Hope you have a good trading session on Monday. Oh, Monday's closed. Tuesday it is. All right, guys. Cheers.